little break. I had my breakfast, which a lot of you saw. And I want to make a note that I was wrong about the greens. It's collard greens that were in there. And there were also parsnips. So it was a nice breakfast. Thank you for, I'm sure you're all worrying about it. And I'll let you know who I am. Indiana's screaming at me to tell you who I am. I'm Ely Royal from Cinematography for Actors. We're here on the floor at the podcast movement in DC with League of Filmmakers, and we're using an all black magic workflow, which is what we normally use. I'm sitting here with a brand new friend, John Scanlon of Potitude. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. So we're really curious about what Potitude is. Potitude is the booth right behind us. So later in the day when the sun shines through, we can see the Potitude coming through.
Yeah, we're your local neighbors, but for everyone else, we're out on the internet. We are a brand new social media platform for podcasters and their audiences.
And explain to me how that works, because social media in my mind, I'm thinking like Instagram, and we're all sharing photos and we're making comments, we're doing things like that. So for a podcast, particularly podcasts being social with other podcasts, how does that work?
So it's very much like an Instagram or a Facebook. So if you are a podcast listener, you could come to Potitude, and rather than following your friends and seeing their photos of their dinner or their latest concert or those cute kittens, you could follow podcasts on our platform. And so you would get not only the episodes that podcasters put out there, but all the other content that they're already putting on lots of other social media platforms. Surveys, upsells, cross-sells, additional information about the guests they had on their show, all in one convenient place for you to be able to see.
Amazing. So you don't have, it is not just, this is something I learned in marketing, and I'm also making it up because I'm going to say P2P instead of B2B.
Okay.
So is it just P2P podcast to podcast socializing, or can just a listener join?
No, the whole point of Potitude is to help podcasters connect better with their audience members, their listeners. So it is enabling better P2C or B2C, depending on which variable you like, communication.
So I'd imagine that on the listener side, it's very simple, just kind of like Instagram. You're liking things, you're commenting on things, you're sharing things with other listeners. But on the podcaster side, what is the UX like? What is that? Are you socializing back?
Yes. So for the podcaster, it's also very much like a social media experience. They too would experience it like a Facebook or an Instagram. They would create a post. Really, for people who've been doing that for decades now on social media, it would be the same experience for them. The added benefit for the podcaster is that we give them back lots of information about who is seeing their posts, who's clicking on them. Is it more men or is it more women? Is it more younger people? Is it more middle-aged people? So that they have a lot better information to run their business and go out and get more listeners than they do natively today.
More analytics, which we
Absolutely.
Always love. So I am curious. I want to get right in there on the podcaster side, because as you know, I'm a podcaster. I'm very curious. So once you're inside the admin, I'm going to call it an admin console. What do you call it?
It's just Potitude.
Once you're inside your Potitude, is it like you can have a multiple number of seats for people to be an admin on that, or is it one email, one podcast, one person running it? Is it a team building kind of thing?
Yeah, great question. No, it's unlimited. You can, if you are the first person who signs up as the podcast owner, you can delegate responsibility to as many other people that you want to help you manage the whole process.
Is there an extra cost for that?
There's no cost at all to podcasters and no cost
to consumers. Say it
again
to that camera.
There is no cost at all to podcasters or to consumers.
Wow, amazing. That's so great. What a way to make things accessible for people, make communication interesting and exciting for people when they don't have to pay for it. You know that I love that very much. That is so cool. Okay, John, tell me a little bit about yourself, though. So you created this. This must have come from some white space you saw or frustration. What's that story there?
Sure. So I retired from a corporate career quite a while ago. and I love podcasts. I listen
Mhm.
to many podcasts, but I noticed that there was this problem in the podcasting industry that podcasters were always putting out these calls, please go answer my survey, or please leave me a comment here. And most podcasters, it seems, have trouble creating a community and getting into dialogue with their listeners.
Mm.
And so I dreamed up Poditude as a solution to that problem, a way that
Yeah.
community could exist.
We love that.
In today's world, a lot of community is online, and it exists as social media. So that's where the two ideas came together, and we ended up with Poditude, which is social media for podcasting.
Honestly, community is the only way anything is going to work long term. You know, if you don't have a community, you don't have people listening to your stuff, what's it even for? You know, so yeah, that's great. Is there anything cool here that you've seen at Podcast Movement that you're excited about?
I'm mostly spending my time talking about Poditude with as
Yeah,
many people as I
there
can.
we
So
go.
I haven't had a chance to wander the floor too much and see what else is going on.
A true business person.
Absolutely.
So, John, tell this camera exactly how we find you, how we find and use Poditude.
Thank you for asking. So we are live now. You can find us on your Apple phone, on your Android phone, or on the web at poditude.com.
And it's an app?
It is an app. You can save it right to your homepage on your phone or on your computer, and come back to us frequently.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
This is exciting. Poditude, check it out. Bye.